remember in mid-2023, the average morning I would have, I wake up around 6:40 a.m. I'd go straight to praying Fajr, go get some sunlight, and go straight to 2 to 3 hours of meaningful work. Then I'd eat breakfast, and then I'd meditate, and then I would go back to work. And honestly, those kind of mornings are still hard to replicate nowadays. They were really productive. But I remember last year, every one of those days, before bed, there would always be this gloomy feeling because there was something that was crucially wrong. And I knew exactly what it was. You see, I was big into self-improvement last year and the year before that as well. I was doing all the habits, I was doing everything right, except I knew for a fact I was distant from Allah. How many times do you actually remember Allah in a day? Honestly, we'd like to say a lot, but it's not true. But a simple 5 minutes habit a day, which is much simpler than you think, changed this forever. Let me tell you about how I discovered this. I remember when all of my good habits from last year came to a sudden stop. Earlier this year, I went to Umrah with my friends and we had a great time. When I came back, unfortunately, I had a long medical kind of thing happen to me, and Alhamdulillah, I was saved from something more serious, but it took its toll on me. Before I knew it, I had lost all of my habits and all my consistency on everything. I was no longer as productive as I was, and I found myself to be a lot lazier and addicted to my phone. However, Alhamdulillah, I went straight into Ramadan. But because of this whole thing that I had, for the first time in my life since I was like 10, I couldn't fast in Ramadan for like 10 whole days. However, I picked up an incredible habit. Ramadan and Umrah gave me the gift of the Quran. That's what held my life together. That's the crucial habit that helped me pivot my life back to how it was and go back to waking up early, back to journaling, back to all of those things simply because I picked up this habit of Quran. But not just memorizing the Quran, not just reading the Quran. Here's exactly how I do it. First of all, I make reading Quran, I make this habit a prerequisite before I go to bed, meaning I literally cannot go to sleep until I've done this. It's hardwired into my mind that if I purposely try to skip it, it won't feel right. Then I grab a mushaf, which is just a physical copy of the Quran, and open Quran.com on my screen. So I have both open. Then I start reading off the mushaf or the screen, doesn't matter. And wherever I don't understand the Arabic, I will look up at the translation on the screen. And the good thing about Quran.com is you can kind of hover the mouse over the Arabic words as you're reading, so you just get the meaning as you go. If you're trying to learn Arabic, this is amazing as well, just a bonus tip for you. But this is the way that I've built an amazing habit of reading the Quran, and I highly suggest you do this as well, starting tonight. No excuses. Because ever since I've started doing this and started reflecting on the verses that I'm reading, I finally felt like I'm actually closer to Allah. Because why wouldn't I be? I'm literally reading his verses. I'm reading the message that he sent me in the original text, and when I don't understand it, I translate it for myself instantly. Isn't that amazing? And it takes like 5 minutes because I'm only reading 1 or 2 pages. So every night I read Quran like that, the next morning is amazing. And every night that I forget, the next morning is like sub-productive, mid, whatever you want to call it. So this is an action step for you right now. If you ever feel distant from Allah at any point during the day and you want to fix that, then join in on this challenge with me. Join the Discord server below where we all work on becoming more successful and productive Muslims. And let's all keep each other accountable on this habit. But if that doesn't sound like you can DM me at any time on my Instagram. I thank you for your attention in this video, and I will see you in the next one.